Hi, it's Colleen Bryan from College Materials, and I wanted to go over 5 ways to make your UC essay stand out. So, the first way that students can make themselves stand out amongst all the applicants at the University of California is by simply introducing yourself. I know this sounds so simple, but let's look how a student effectively used this to be admitted into the University of California. She was a transfer student and got accepted to every campus that she applied to. And she starts it off with, "It's Emily G. I could attempt to summarize my last name in a few sentences, but for now, let's keep things simple." Right there, she has the reader engaged. We want to figure out why she's talking about her last name and what that G means. And so you can see by simply thinking about how to introduce yourself in a unique manner, it's a great way to start your essay. Let's move on to strategy 2. So for our second strategy, it is to break up the pattern. Because readers are constantly reading long sentences over and over again, things start to look the same. So visually, if you can break up the pattern, it excites the reader, encourages engagement. For this, I will use the following example. A student went on to write lub-dub, lub-dub, to talk about her heart condition in which she had a different pattern heartbeat and how that impacted her life. But by using 4 simple words in a staccato format in the very beginning, it allows the reader to become engaged and want to delve deeper into the student's story. So break up that pattern visually, whether it's using a different language, whether it's using shorter words to grab the reader's attention and really take them into the essay. Let's go on to strategy number. So strategy number 3 is share a surprising fact about yourself. Let's not forget the overall purpose of these personal insight questions is to learn something new about you. And so by just taking it to basics and sharing something new, it allows the reader to really get involved in the essay from the very beginning. And here's a great example from a student who was accepted to every UC that he applied to. While others dread and resent the sight of a moving truck in their driveway, I have become quite accustomed to it, and over time have learned to love the experience. Right there, you learn something new about the student, and you want to figure out, why does the student love moving? This is an effective example of how a student uses their first line to make themselves memorable and invite the reader to learn more about who they are. Our 4th and 5th strategy will focus on how we can change the timeline to really engage a reader. And so for the 4th strategy, I encourage students to start at the end of your story. And one of the most effective ways that I've seen this done is with a cross-country runner. And she actually graduated from UCLA, and she writes, "I have heard that hindsight is 20/20, and in retrospect, I can confidently say not only was I not meant to be a cross-country runner, but I missed many signs of this before I even started." Right there, first line, we want to know more about her story. Why wasn't she meant to be a runner? And so the reader is engaged from the very beginning by the student starting at the end of her story. Now that takes us to our 5th. So for our 5th and final strategy to make your essays stand out, what if you start not from the beginning, not from the end, but right in the middle? Drop the reader into a scene and let them really get engaged with your overall story. And I'll share with you the first line of a student admitted to UCLA. She writes, "I opened my eyes, lines began to form, shapes, forms, all devoid of further detail or color in the dark as I tried in vain to make sense of my surroundings." So already from the first line, a reader is pulled into the story and you want to know more about the applicant. And that's the bottom line. From the very beginning of each one of your essays, make sure that you stand out and invite the reader to want to get to know you on a deeper level and really understand how you will contribute to the University of California. I hope that you can incorporate at least one or two of these effective strategies and review how they worked for other students, because I'm sure that they can work for you. Thanks so much.